Hello, it is April the 19th. It is Tuesday, and it is PLAR History and Geography, and it begins right now. Hello, my name is Jonathan. I am your teacher for this course. This is a brand new term. We're beginning term 2B. I noticed that we got Lillian from Waterman on the line. Hello there, Lillian. Can you hear me? Hopefully you
Yeah,
can. Yeah? How are you doing so far? Hopefully that's a good and a yes. Can you still hear me, Lillian?
yeah,
Yeah, perfect. I noticed that you have been with us before. Are you still working on your PLAR history and geography assignments?
no,
Yeah?
no,
No?
yeah, no,
No, so you haven't been working on your assignments?
no.
Okay. Well, hopefully you are and you will continue. Um, but this is, yes, a brand new term. We'll be starting things from the very beginning. And Lillian, if you have any questions or any comments, just let me know at any point throughout my lessons, all right? All right, hopefully Lillian is still there and she will participate with us and hopefully she'll have some questions in regards to this course, PLAR History and Geography. But like I said, this is a brand new term. We're starting things from the very top. It is term 2B, the very last term before graduation, which takes place on June the 29th, and it's pretty much the last term before summertime. Over the next 9 weeks while we're together, we will be exploring history and geography, which is the social studies component of PLAR. So I just want to note before we begin, if you have not completed the PLAR subjects you have been working on, you will not be withdrawn and you do not have to reapply for term 2B this term. You do not have to resubmit your work or any assignment. Just continue where you left off, but choose a subject in PLAR in which you have completed the most and would like to finish first. So please contact myself if you have any questions in regards to history, geography, Joey for science, Andrew for English, and Bonnie for math if you have any questions in regards to PLAR and those subjects. So for example, if you have been working on PLAR history and geography and PLAR English at the same time, and if you are super close in terms of finishing PLAR English, please make sure you do that first. That way you can write the test, finish that section, and then you can proceed on with the next section. That way you're working on it. That way you're finishing it before summer rolls along. Again, over the next week, we'll be exploring and talking about a broad survey of Canadian history, starting from the early 1900s, exploring social, political, military, economic, and cultural perspectives. We will also be exploring political struggles and development, Aboriginal claims and conflicts, immigration, social reforms, regionalism, gender, modernization, and multiculturalism. And we will also be addressing topics such as overseas conflicts, the Great Depression, constitutional adjustments, and Canada's change in terms of a change in place in this world in regards to the history half. When we switch over to the geography half later on, halfway throughout the course, we will be talking about economic geography, resource management strategies, Canadian geography, landform, and Canada itself, current issues such as climate change and global warming, conservations, and much more. Okay. Again, this is WASA Distance Education Center. We're alive here in Silicon. We're celebrating our 25th year anniversary this academic year. We're inspiring change through distance education since 1990. Today, over this hour, we will simply go over the course guideline since we're starting things from the very top again. We'll go over the study guide, the course syllabus, the outline, whatever you want to call it. I'll give you all my expectations and how you can contact me and what you can expect for all the new students out there. Again, if you are a returning student, please continue where you left off. You don't need to resubmit anything. Just continue where you left off and try to finish as much as you can before the end of this term or by the end of this term. Okay? If you have been in class and with us before, everything's still the same, not much has changed. Again, to listen, to participate, you can simply flip on the radio and listen to 91.9 FM, whether you're at home, driving your car, or in your community at your learning center, simply just listen. Or you can simply call the Wausau studio at 1-800-465-7144. We'll put you online with your microphone. That way you can hear us. We can engage, ask questions, and I can help you back and forth live in class together. Again, if you have any questions or any difficulties while working on assignments, you can always, and I mean always, get in touch with me at any point. Feel free to give me a shout during my office hours or call me during my office hours. You can call me at 1-800-667-3703. Just ask for Jonathan, PLAR History and Geography, or just push in my extension 2221. Fax number is there. Also on the course guideline and syllabus, you have my cell number. You can get a hold of me during evening and on weekends if you're working on your assignments. If I'm not there, just leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Email. Feel free to send me an email, jho@nnec.on.ca. Okay, so yeah, if you have an email account, whether it's Hotmail or Gmail or whatever it is that you use, feel free to send me an email in regards to any questions or you want to send me assignments through that way. You can do that as well. Social media, I do not have Instagram, I do not have Twitter, but I do have Facebook. All PLAR teachers have Facebook, so feel free to add us as a friend. So my Facebook name is jhowasa, capital J, capital H-O, Wasa. Again, feel free to add me as a friend. That way, if you have any questions, just inbox me. I'll reply. I can also attach your marks and how you're doing back and forth as well. I can give you tutoring advice and help you through that method as well. Okay? YouTube. All of our lessons are recorded. If you can't make it to class, it's not the end of the world. Just go back to my YouTube channel. You can check that out. Again, same name, Jeho Wasa. I post all the link on my Facebook page, but you can simply just Google it or type it in on YouTube if you want to look at any old previous lessons from term 1A, 1B, 2A, and soon to be term B. Okay, again, all that is exactly the same. So if you're have been with us before, nothing has been changed in regards to that. What does change are my office hours slightly. Since we're doing classes live in the afternoon or on evenings if you're on Eastern time slot, still my office hours for term 2B will be the following. I'll be in my office on Mondays to Friday, but my office hours on Mondays and Wednesdays are 8:30 to noon. Then I go home, have lunch. I'm back in office at 1 and I'm there till 3:30. Again, that's all on Central Time slot. Okay, that's from Mondays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays when we have classes, my office hours begin at 9 a.m. to noon. Then I have a long extended break. And then I'm back in office at 2 o'clock and we're here together till 5 o'clock at the end of today's class. On Fridays, slightly different. I'm in office at 8:30 to noon. Short lunch, back in office at 12:30, and I'm there till 3. I like to end my days early on Fridays because why not start my weekend early? All right. So again, feel free to listen, feel free to participate. If you have any questions, call me, fax me, email me, cell phone call me, Facebook me. Many ways to get in touch with me if you have any questions. For all my new students out there who have just applied for PLAR, what you need for my course are the following. You need the textbook. Okay, if you don't have that, let me know and we'll figure that out. Okay, your textbook for history and geography, which contains lesson 1 to lesson 5. History contains lesson 1 till 3, and geography contains lessons 4 to 5. Okay, you will also be needing your workbook. This is key. If you don't have your workbook, how are you supposed to answer the questions, right? So again, if you don't have that, we'll figure that out. Okay, either talk to myself or talk to DC, and we'll get that sorted out. So again, students, you need your textbook, which contains all the information and content you will need for this course, and your workbook contains all your assignments, assignments 1 to assignment 16, where you have to complete all assignments, do the work, and submit them to me. What you also be needing for this course is internet access. Hopefully in your community at your learning center, you have access to a computer or a laptop or a tablet with internet access. And you'll be also needing this fancy software known as Smart Bridget. Okay, that way you can see my screen, see my notes live in class. Okay, Smart Bridget. We'll talk about more about that in 2 seconds. However, if you do not have internet access in your community or the internet access is not working greatly, that's okay. Let me know. What I can do and what the rest of the PLAR teachers can do is that we can send you a USB memory stick absolutely for free, which contains all the lessons, videos, notes, whatsoever to you for free. All you have to do is plug in that USB stick and boom, you have all access to the notes, lessons, videos, and everything. Okay, so you don't necessarily need internet access to complete the work. Okay, so again, if you want that USB stick for free, just let us know. We can get that set up for you as well. Okay. Attendance. I expect all students to attend every class. Okay, hopefully everyone will make that time, make that commitment, come to class, join us live as we're doing the course content. That way we can engage back and forth and you can ask questions. However, again, I do understand we have busy lives, we have family, we work, other things come up, and we don't always can make it to class, which is okay. Hence why all of our lessons are recorded and you can still have access to them on your free time. But again, I want to thank Lillian taking time right now out in Waterman who are with us. Again, Lillian and anyone else, if you have any questions, just let me know. Class time for this term for PLAR History and Geography, the social studies component for PLAR, will be and always will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays at this time slot. Okay, Tuesdays and Thursday, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time slot. Mark that down, circle it on your calendar, pop it on your phone. If you're on the Eastern Time slot, that is 5 to 6 p.m. Okay, and we're together, like I said, for the next 9 weeks. Okay, the last 9 weeks for this term, before graduation, before summer. So again, can't emphasize it enough. Please continue to work on these assignments. Work on them finish them as much as you can. Potential grads, same thing. You may just need that 1 credit. You may need that 2 credit. Okay, work super hard, submit those assignments, get them to your teachers. Hopefully you can come and you want to graduate in June. Again, free trip to Lookout, prizes, and most importantly, a high school Ontario diploma. Okay, so again, work super hard out there. Are there any questions at this point? Again, just let me know. Just let me know. PLAR. I know some of this is old material. We already know all this, but again, it's a brand new term. We do have new students out there. So again, we need to go over the same content again. So what is PLAR? Why are you taking this course called PLAR? Okay, PLAR stands for Prior Learning Assessment and Recognition. It is a process of identifying, assessing, and recognizing what a person knows and can do for the purpose of awarding academic credits. Prior learning is in everything we do in life. That is PLAR. The PLAR program here at WASA is designed to make mature students earn credits. So if you are 18 and plus, and if you are and have been out of school for at least 1 year, you may qualify or be eligible for our PLAR program. You can earn up to 16 equivalent grade 9 and grade 10 credits upon successfully completing 4 of our section tests or exams. Okay, so if you're listening out there in your community or wherever you may be, and this sounds interesting to you, and you may want to take it, and you must be at least 18 and plus, out of high school for at least 1 year, and have less than 16 equivalent credits of grade 9 and grade 10. That way you can earn up to 16 equivalent grade 9 and grade 10 credits. Okay? This course helps you prepare for individual equivalency subjects-based assessment tests. Throughout the course, you will develop the necessary skills to improve your English grammar and writing abilities. Okay? Again, we're always trying to improve our writing, our reading skills. Okay? So keep that in mind while you're working on your assignments. Okay? So that's pretty much PLAR in a nutshell. Once you have completed PLAR, then you move on to your senior PLAR, and then you move on from there. Okay, but yes, you can earn up to 16 credits, grade 9 and grade 10 credits, by completing all 4 PLAR sections. For this course, PLAR History and Geography, there are 16 assignments altogether that you must at least attempt and do before you can write the test. Okay, so keep in mind the social studies component, we have 2 subjects, history and geography. We're pretty much putting 2 subjects into one. Okay, so for the first half, history, there are 8 assignments. Note, okay, so we'll be studying Canadian history from the early 1900s to early 20th century, and we'll be progressing until pretty much today, modern time. Okay, please note that each assignments are worth different values. Some are extremely short, some may be longer than others, but the format are pretty much the same. Okay, we'll talk more about that as we progress throughout the course. Geography, there are also 8 assignments that you must complete or attempt and successfully attempt before you can write the tests or the exams. Again, please note that geography, the assignments are worth different values. Again, some are more, some are less. Okay, but again, the format is pretty much the same. In terms of geography, when we get to that point, pretty much halfway throughout the course, we'll be starting things looking at human geography, then we're looking at physical geography. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Alright, this is important right now. This is important right here. Write in expectations for your assignments. Okay, and this applies to all my students taking this course. Okay, this is what I'm looking for when you're doing your assignments. Okay, this is how you receive full marks when completing your assignments. Okay, be clear and be precise. Okay, if I don't understand what you're writing, you won't get full marks. So be clear, be precise. Keep that in mind. Okay, always, and I mean always, please write in full complete sentences. Okay, no jot notes, no one word answer, full complete sentences. Okay, capitalizations, period, commas, all that applies here. Make sure you write, again, full complete sentences, but please include lots of details. Okay, if you're writing something and it's lacking details, lacking content, again, you may not receive full marks. Again, no slang, no LOL, no happy face, none of that slang, no short-term version. Okay, we're always trying to improve our writing skills, so please and always write in full complete sentences. And please check for spelling and grammar. Okay, that's a big one. Okay, you may lose a half mark here and there if you spelt something wrong. Okay, so please make sure you check for spelling. Okay, use that spell check on Word or ask the DSC, ask a friend if you're not sure how to spell something. Okay, get your work to be proofreaded too if that helps. And finally, please write neatly and legible. Okay, no chicken scratch. If I can't read it, I can't mark it. Simple as that. Okay, so write neatly, write legible. Feel free to type it out if you want. Okay, and that helps too. And most importantly, if you need help, okay, don't be upset, don't be angry, don't be discouraged. Let me know. Okay, if you need help, if you're stuck, let me know. I'm here to help. Okay, I can't emphasize that enough. I'm always in my office. Give me a call, send me an email. I'm here to help. Again, all assignments must be completed and all questions must be attempted before you can write the test. You can't be like, oh, Jonathan, I don't want to do assignment number 4. I'm going to leave that blank and not do it. No, you have to do it. Okay, so make sure you at least attempt all questions on all assignments before I can give you the green light before you can write the test. All right. So that was my writing expectations for your assignments. Again, all those are the same. Nothing new and nothing has changed there. So once I give you the green light to write your test and exam, you have 2 hours to write it if you are writing both sections at the same time, or otherwise an hour each. Again, some students may only need one section. It could be history only, or it could be geography only. Okay, so depending on what you need and what your requirements are, each test was simply an hour each. Okay, when you're writing your test or exam at your learning center, it is closed book, which means there are no notes allowed. It is supervised by your DEC or supervised by me if you're writing it in town here in Silicout. Again, no use of mobile devices. Okay, you can't just Google the answers while writing your tests or exams. Okay, all that are the same. Nothing has changes there. Your tests are a pass or fail situations. Okay, which means you only need 50% or higher in order to pass and get that credit. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you are unsuccessful the first time while writing your tests, again, it is not the end of the world. You do have a second opportunity to write the tests. We can simply just give you a different version, try it again, and go from there. Okay? So again, don't be discouraged. Don't freak out. No need to be nervous. Okay? So again, we'll talk more about the tests and exam um, as you progress throughout the course, once it's time for you to write it, and so forth. There's also a copy of a sample test. If you want to practice, again, just let me know, and I can send that to you as well. All right, so we're almost done going through our course outline, syllabus, study guide. So a couple more slides and notes before we switch gears. So when we are in class and we are live on air, there are a couple of things I need to point out. One, if you are in class and live with me, please say hello. I'd love to know who's out there, who I'm talking to. Please tell me your name and which community you're from. That way I can simply jot your name down, give you some attendance marks, make note that you're active in our tracking. Okay, so let me know which community you're from and what your name are. Again, feel free to ask any questions at any point throughout my lessons. I can't see if you're raising your hand because I'm in the studio and looking at a smartboard screen. So just simply talking to your microphone, ask a question at any point. Okay, you can simply type it out if you are using this fancy smartboard widget. You can type it out and I will type back or respond back. Okay, so again, many ways to get engaged, many ways to get help, and many ways to learn. Okay, please try to focus, pay attention. No profound language, I know that won't be an issue. Or you can simply just listen, that's okay too. Okay, but again, I'll love some engagement, some questions, some participation. So that way it's more lively and more fun while we're together for the next 9 weeks. Again, all these expectations are exactly the same. Nothing new, nothing has changed there. Next couple slides talks about Smart Bridget and how you log on to that and how you access that. I'll go over that in 2 seconds. All right. Before we do that, let's talk about academic dishonesty. This is a big one. Okay. Academic dishonesty. Academic dishonesty, otherwise known as cheating or plagiarism, okay? If you are found guilty of this, okay, I will not send you to jail, don't worry. If you are found guilty of academic dishonesty, if I note you are somehow cheating or somehow plagiarizing work, you will simply receive a mark of 0, and I'll simply ask you to redo the question, okay? Simple as that. Okay, so plagiarism includes ideas of another author or speaker, or ideas of words, phrase, sentence, table, or illustrations of another author or speaker incorporated in the body of an assignment of the writer's own without quotations or reference of footnotes or endnotes. Okay, so what does that simply mean, Jonathan? Well, it simply means do not copy word for word straight from your textbook. Okay, I know the answers are there, but again, put it into your own words. Don't just copy out the whole paragraph or the whole page and submit it. Okay, that doesn't demonstrate to me what you're learning. It doesn't demonstrate your ability to improve on your writing skills. Okay, you won't get in trouble. I'll just simply ask you to redo it, try it again, put it into your own words. Okay, the answers are there. Just answer what's being asked in the questions. That way you will get full marks. Okay, makes sense? Again, if you're confused about that, just let me know and I will help you out. If you're still not sure, send me an example of your work and I'll let you know if you're on the right track, if you're progressing well, and how you can improve from that. Okay, so that's plagiarism, cheating, academic dishonesty. That pretty much applies in any course, not just my course as well. Okay? So that pretty much wraps up our course study guide, our course syllabus and outline. But before we move on or switch gears a little bit, let me show you how to access Smart Bridget and how to log on to this fancy program. That way you can see my screen and my notes and my pictures and so forth. Again, you can always ask your DC. They are, I'm sure, an expert at this, and they can help you log on to the Bridget Smartboard. But this is, again, it's great to know. That way you can log on from your home, anywhere else, not just your learning center. Okay? All right, so what you need is a computer, a laptop, or tablet, or smartphone with internet access. Okay? And what you need to do, class, is go to this website, nnec.on.ca. Okay, www.nnec.on.ca. It will take you to this website. Okay. So at the very top, you'll see Wausau Distance Education. Okay. If you can't see that, it's right here. Okay. So Wausau Distance Education. Okay. Where it says Bridget at the very bottom, you want to click on that. It'll say download software on this bright green button. You'll click on that, go through all that steps, log on, and boom, you can see my smartboard screen, all my notes, all my pictures, what we're going through, what I'm highlighting, what I'm circling, and so forth. Okay, again, your DC are experts at this, I'm sure, and I hope, and they can definitely help you log on to the Bridget softboard as well. Okay. Next. Going back to this homepage. Okay, NNEC homepage. You can also download what we're talking about in class, our lessons, by an MP3 format. How do you do that? Again, simply at the very top, where you see Wausau's Distance Education. Okay, you want to click on where it says Archive Classes. Okay, right below it, Archive Classes, right here. So click on that, and it will take you to this page, which is our archive page. Okay, on this page, it has every single teacher, not just myself, not just all the PLAR teachers, but all the teachers here at Wausau, all the lessons recorded, saved on this page. Okay, it's broken up into terms, so you can always go back to term 1A, 1B, 2A, and soon to be 2B. Okay, for example, for this term, you just simply click on 2B and look at it's a little calendar. It has time slots. It has dates of when teachers are doing the classes, the course code, who's teaching it, and so forth. This is currently not updated yet, but it soon will be. So for example, if I go back to term 2A, where we just finished, and you want to, for example, look at any PLAR history and geography classes, or if you have missed any classes, or you want to go back and listen to any classes, this is another way too, not just my YouTube page. Again, just click on the course you want. Okay. It will have all this list of files based on dates. You can simply download it by MP3, listen to it again, and listen to what we discussed in terms of the content and so forth as well. Okay, so again, class, many ways to have access to the lessons, the notes, and how to get help. Okay, it's not just always on my YouTube page, but it also could be on the archive page as well. All right, so I thought I'll show that to everyone. Again, all that's the same, nothing new, nothing has changed there. All right. So that pretty much concludes talking about my course plot, history and geography course outline, study guide, syllabus. Okay, are there any questions? Any questions, confusions, comments? Again, just let me know. All right. So for the remainder of today's class, we won't start lesson 1 until Thursday, but I'm going to give the class a bit of background content in terms of what is leading up to lesson 1 content material. Okay, this course starts looking at history, Canadian history, starting at the 1900s or the beginning of the 20th century. But since we have some time now, why not look at what was Canada like prior to that and leading up to the 1900s and the early 20th century. So that is our focus right now. This is not in your textbook, okay? You can't find this in your textbooks. Okay, this is just some fun additional background content that we are going to go over right now, and then we'll start lesson 1 materials on Thursday. Okay, great content, great knowledge to have leading up to what we'll be talking about. So, a Canadian Confederation, looking at Canada in the late 1860s and so forth. Okay, a Canadian Confederation starting at the late 1860s. Okay, so we're going back in time. Okay, going back in time. So, parading Canada. Why was this country that we live in, was created? Why Canada was created? Well, there are many factors during this time period. Okay, when studying history, we're looking at history, we need to put our mindset in terms of that time period. Okay, things were completely and way different back then compared to today. So when we're looking at it, we need to look in terms of that time frame. Okay, there are lots of things going on. Okay, based on luck, based on timing, based on political achievement. Hence why Canada joined Confederation in 1867. So I have listed 6 factors. 1, a change in British attitude. There was financially drained, own responsibility of own affairs, self-governing within the British Empire. Okay, factor number 2, fear of American invasion during this time period. The Cold War, sorry, not the Cold War, but the Civil War of 1861 to 65 happening in the United States. And here in Canada, we have fear that invasion or war would be next here in Canada. 3, loss of free trade with the United States. We lost that partnership and that bond. 4, the railway. Yes, here in Canada, we have a continental railway system which connected, united, and expanded Canada as a country. Easier to defend and easier to expand economy from coast to coast, which was another positive and plus side when looking at Canada. Number 5, Canadians were unhappy with the government. During this time period before and lead up to Confederation, there were a division of different parties. There was Eastern Canada, Central Canada, Western Canada. Okay, there were different representation based on the population, and as a result, we were pretty much unhappy with the government. And finally, number 6, simply the idea of confederation. Why not? Okay, why not create our own country? Why not join confederation? Okay, again, different events, different factors play into a role. Political achievement, again, simply just timing, and simply just luck. Just luck. And as a result of all those factors and reasoning, led to creating Canada. Confederation of Canada. Canada became its own country on July 1st, 1867. Okay, July 1st, 1867, which means next year will mark Canada's 150th anniversary or birthday. Okay, so we're getting older as a country. In 1867, there were only 4 provinces that was created during this time period when Canada joined Confederation. As you can see on my screen, there's only a small portion of Ontario, a bit of Quebec, some eastern provinces such as New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, and that was pretty much the only 4 provinces that was created when Canada joined Confederation in 1867. The rest of Canada was owned by the British Empire during that time. But as years go by, times change and different factors, different province was created. As you can see and note, the different years, different provinces joined Confederation. Okay, with the newest one, Nunavut, in 1999. Okay, and that pretty much stands where we see our provinces and our territories today. Again, 10 provinces, 3 territories. That's what makes up our nation, our country, Canada today. Okay, so what we know based on our territories and provinces did not come all at once. Things start to come along at different years and different time. Again, like always, throughout my course, my goal is to always integrate Indigenous content as much as possible. We're looking at Canadian history. First Nations, Indigenous is a huge part in terms of shaping this country. So I think it's really important that we always spend a bit of time plugging in some Indigenous content as we progress throughout this course. Okay? So making Aboriginal treaties. The B&A Act, the British North American Act of 1867, it outlines that the federal government has jurisdiction over Aboriginal people and the land, which means that the federal government has ownership over Aboriginal people and land. They are responsible for the protection and well-being of Aboriginal people once Canada joined Confederation in 1867. The word treaty, okay, capital Treaty, treaty. Okay, we have seen and heard this term a lot, but it simply means not a surrender, but treaty simply means an agreement between 2 nations or 2 parties or 2 groups. Okay, that's what treaty means. Okay, so this is what is starting to develop when Canada joined Confederation in 1867. This is what there's the relationship with the federal government in terms of Aboriginal people at this time. The Indian Act. There are different versions and the Indian Act changes throughout time, but the Indian Act in terms of 1867, it simply replaced traditions of First Nation political structure. All reserved activities were subjected to supervision by the white bureaucracy, otherwise known as the white people or the white men's or white power. At this time, people were at the top. The theory was reserves were created to isolate Aboriginal people and to allow them to learn European ways, or the civilized ways for that matter, at their own pace to become a part of the white society when they are ready. That is the purpose or their goal or the theory of reserve. However, the reality was reserves brought First Nation people together in a close political and social arrangement. Future integration, acceptance, virtual, impossible. Okay, that did not work. in the end. But that was the intent and the theory behind reserves from the First Nations. What was Canada like at the end of the 19th century leading up to the 20th century? Well, there was growth in industries in some areas, railway, increase in terms of immigration out west, western provinces, much more delivery of resources because of the railway system. Also, at the end of the 19th century, there was increase in opportunities, industrializations, creating modern cities. Okay, things started to develop, cities started to boom, population started to increase during this time period. Again, we'll talk more about that as we begin and look at lesson number 1. In a short time, Canada underwent a massive change. All right. So that's pretty much what was like leading up to the 20th century. Okay, so we do have a bit of time, so we may start off looking at a few notes and slides in terms of lesson 1. Again, we'll go over all this in terms of lesson 1 content in Thursday's class. So we do have a bit of time, so why not start a few slides right now? Okay, so again, the history part of PLAR History and Geography here at WASA, we're looking at Canada since the early 1900s. Okay, this is lesson 1. We're looking at history. Okay, lesson number 1, followed by assignment number 1. Okay, we'll start off with a few slides and then we'll call it a day. So in the early 1900s, we have our Prime Minister, and his name was Wilfrid Laurier. You might recognize this man. You may have seen him before, especially on the Canadian $5 bill. Okay, that is Wilfrid Laurier. He was Canada's Prime Minister from 1897 to 1911. His goals were, while in office, was to develop Canada's western provinces, build up railroads, own control of Canada's own defenses was his main goals. Wilfrid Laurier saw the 20th century as Canada's century of land of promises, a land of opportunity. Okay, again, as you have note, okay, leading up to the 20th century, things started to become more modern, more industrialization, more opportunities, more promises were starting to be developed. Okay, so you'll see his name pop up again on assignment 1. So Wilfrid Laurier. So make sure you know his name, how you spell his name. Okay, and please make sure you know what his goals were. Okay, what he wanted to achieve, what his vision was when he was in office as our Prime Minister during that time period. All right. So again, class, just a reminder, we'll go over all this again on Thursday, just to refresh everyone's memory. Before we continue, or I should stop it today, are there any questions? Lillian and Waterman, are you still there with us?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said that you have not been working on your PLAR history and geography assignments?
No.
Have you been working on different courses at this time?
No.
No? Okay. But I believe you have submitted a couple history assignments. Am I correct? I think you have submitted, yeah, right? Yeah, I think you submitted maybe 1 or 2 or 3 assignments. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Again, as you continue progressing, if there's any point or any time you have any questions or any difficulty, just let me know. Okay, we're starting this course from the very top, from the very beginning. So all the materials that I will be covering and going over should definitely help you for sure. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So again, I highly encourage you, Lillian, bring out a friend, bring out more students in your community. We'll work through PLAR history and geography together. That way you will finish it within 9 weeks before the end of June. That way then you'll be eligible to take a test. But I know you have submitted work before, I think early term 2A. I think you submitted a few assignments, but I haven't seen any since. But again, just continue to work on those assignments, chip away at it. And again, please let me know if you have any questions. I'm always here to help. Okay? All right. So I think we are going to stop it today. I don't want to get too far in terms of what lesson number 1 content will cover. We'll talk more about that. So on Thursday, when we're back together during this time slot, we will start looking at lesson number 1 in terms of Canadian history. Since the early 20th century, we'll be working our way through. Okay, and then hopefully we'll finish off that lesson, and then we'll have time to go over assignment number 1. Okay, and go through all those questions. Okay, are there any last questions, comments, or concern before we go? Again, I want to thank Lillian and Waterman for joining us today. I believe Barb Matuzik is up next with her NBV3E class. Not completely sure what that course is. I think that's a Aboriginal language or perspective course, perhaps. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna call it a day today. Again, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see everyone next week on Thursday during this time slot. Have fun watching some playoff hockey tonight. It's an exciting time for sports, and I'll see everyone on Thursday. Thank you.